For some strange reason, independent artists love to leave money on the table, and I used to be one of them. But now I feel it's my duty to make sure that doesn't happen to you. Let me explain. Many moons ago, I logged into a royalty account of mine called SoundExchange, and there was $9,000 just sitting there waiting for me. And chances are that if you have a decent amount of streams, there's probably a good chunk of money sitting there for you too. Now the problem is, if you don't claim it in time, that money disappears and goes far away forever. Ever. So let's rewind to back when I found out about SoundExchange. Back then, times were rough, like top ramen rough. And per Bay Area protocol, we were selling CDs off our back, out the trunk, at the record stores on consignment, however you could get them off, even at live shows and sometimes at festivals, or back then we had showcases. Yeah, used to sell a lot of CDs at those things as well. But that way of selling music had started to die down a bit, and streaming was starting to creep in, so things were changing quickly. Mind you, I was making a little bit of money off of iTunes at the time, because back then people were still buying digital albums. So the sales from digital albums would tide you over for a month or two. And depending on how much, how many units you were selling, you could eat okay back then. However, stuff was still a little bit unstable and music wasn't paying all the bills. So you still had to do other stuff just to make it. By the time streaming had really started to take off, my music was already on Pandora. People were listening, but I just assumed it was free promo, and we would have to figure out another way on how to get paid from our music. I didn't know where this streaming was going at that time. Jump a little bit forward, I had just moved back to the Bay, and I had decided to pay Pandora a visit at their headquarters in Oakland. And thank you, Pandora, because when I got there, one of the guys that was giving us the tour, he asked me, "You're signed up for SoundExchange, right?" I'm like, "Fuck is SoundExchange? I have no idea what you're talking about." Anyway, long story short, he laced me up on what SoundExchange was and how I needed to do it if I wanted to get credit and get paid. So as soon as I got home, I signed up, I loaded up my catalog, and after that, I kind of forgot about it. Months went by, and one night I'm working on my laptop, my busted laptop that would overheat and shut off every 30 minutes. I was probably checking emails or going over my TuneCore numbers or something to that effect, and for some reason, I thought about SoundExchange. So I log on, I look at my account, and I see the royalties. And I'm like, oh shit, damn, that can't be real. Hell no. Anyway, back then that was a lot of money. What I saw was $9,000 sitting there waiting for me. Let me just say, my pockets were hurt, my bank account was hurt, so that $9,000 helped out a lot, and it bought me quite a bit of happiness at that time. I ended up buying a machine. I bought a Canon T3i with some lenses so I could do some video work. I got a new mic. And what else did I get? I'm not sure if I got an interface, but I for sure went out and had a good dinner or something like that. But everything else went into the next album, which at that time was Kahi. So that check pretty much paid for the next album and upgraded all my equipment. So super blessing. And I'm thankful that Pandora informed me, because had they not said anything, I wouldn't have even known that money was sitting there for me. Now, here's the thing. After all that, I kept telling a lot of my friends about this thing, and guarantee they still haven't signed up for SoundExchange. And some of these homies of mine have bigger numbers than me, but for whatever reason, they don't sign up. Don't make the same mistake. So let me explain exactly what SoundExchange is. SoundExchange is a nonprofit designated by the U.S. government to collect digital performance royalties for sound recordings. Not for the songwriters, not for publishers. They collect for the recording artists and master owners. They collect from over 3,600 platforms like Pandora, SiriusXM, iHeartRadio, internet radio, and also digital cable music channels. So pretty much all the internet radio stations that are Non-interactive. They don't collect from Spotify or Apple or anything like that because those are interactive where you can choose the music that you want to hear. Non-interactive is what SoundExchange collects from. Those are the ones where you don't really have a choice. Oh yeah, and they collect regardless of if you are registered or not. Now here's the thing. If you don't collect those royalties within 3 years, they go poof, bam, no more. And guess where they go? Sony, Universal, and Warner, they get to keep those royalties after 3 years. So what that means is your money goes away to somebody else because you decided not to register for SoundExchange. The crazy part about it is this sounds like an advertisement, but really I just don't want you to lose out on your money because it could have happened to me, but I got lucky because they informed me about this. Now I'm informing you. So don't mess up like my homeboys messed up because they are losing all their money. Because I know it's been way past 3 years. Hopefully they see this and they decide to register so they can collect that other ones that's accumulating right now. Remember that laptop that I said was dying all the time, every 30 minutes? Well, had it died on me and I didn't log on, I might have never seen that money. Don't make the same mistake. Get your bread. The clock is ticking. Check this out. In 2024, SoundExchange distributed over $1 billion in royalties. And a good chunk of that, actually not a good chunk, who knows what the chunk was, but guaranteed there was a chunk of that went unclaimed and went to the 3 big dogs, Sony, Warner, and Universal. You made the music, you built your audience, so why not get paid for it? I don't understand. Just do it. Registration is free. Go to soundexchange.com, load your catalog, and get started. Oh, but there's a database. What you can do is you can log on and actually set up an account first. Then you can see if your music is already on there, because if you look under your artist name and your label name, SoundExchange might already have started to collect for you. I almost lost that $9,000. Don't let the same thing happen to you. Yours could be even more or less. It doesn't matter. It's your money, so go get it. Also, like, subscribe, leave some comments, leave some questions, and also I have a cheat sheet for the SoundExchange registration on my website, konumusic.com. Link is in the description. And while we're at it, go listen to Bless Up Season. This is for Marchetlus, East Coco Forever, Ever Rain. Those links will be in the description as well.